guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to jump straight into this and I'm going to show you how to achieve this really colourful, playful, rainbow eye makeup look. So first of all, I'm going to be priming my face using the Lisa Franklin Pro Effect Luminiscent base. And after that, I'm just going to go in and prime my eyelids with my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot as normal. I'm going to be using this just to counteract any discoloration, and also it's just going to act as a really nice base before we apply any further eyeshadows. So now I'm going to be using Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek. I'm going to be using this as a transitional shade today. I felt like it's really important to put something into the crease because we are going to be using quite a few colours on the eyes, and I really wanted to make sure all the colours blend nicely into the crease together. So that's why I'm using this one by Makeup Geek, and I use this all the time. It's one of my favourite transitional shades, and it's just going to work really nicely and help blend all of those eyeshadows together. So now I'm just going to be taking some sellotape and I'm going to be using this on the outer corners of my eyes just to create a nice, clean and crisp, sharp line. So now I'm going to go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to be picking up the colour here called Venetian Red, and it was the closest shade I could find to like a true red. I don't actually have a true red eyeshadow, can you believe, in my eyeshadow collection. So I'm just going to be using this and putting that on the outer half of the eye. And as you can see there, I am blending this with a smaller brush into the crease just to make sure there's no harsh lines. And with this look is a lot of blending required just to make sure all the eyeshadows blend nicely together. So you really need to sort of have a lot of patience with it. So now I'm going to be going into the Urban Decay Electric palette. This is one of my all-time favourite palettes. I absolutely love the eyeshadows. It's so handy for creating a really nice colourful look on the eyes. So I'm going to be taking the orangey shade right here and I'm going to be putting that right next to the red. And as you can see there, I'm sort of blending the two colours together and also into the crease as well. So now going back into the palette, I'm going to be picking up this colour right here, which is the closest I could find to a yellow. It's more sort of on the greeny, neon yellowy side, but it's still going to work quite well as a yellow. So I'm going to again put that next to the orange and blend them two together. So as you can see there, I am using a brush just to pat the colour on it first, and then going back in with the blending brush just to make sure all the harsh lines are blended through. So now picking up the green from the palette, this is probably one of my favourite colours in the palette. I absolutely love it. It's really, really pigmented and it's such a beautiful green. It's almost got like a shimmer in it as well, so it's going to look beautiful in the inner corners. So as you can see there, I put it on both inner corners because I kind of wanted the green to continue into the other eye. So I'm just going to be putting that onto the other eye as well. So now picking up the blue from the palette, I'm going to be putting that next to the green. And now you can probably guess where I'm going with it. I want to do the colours of the rainbow and I want them all to flow into one another. So picking up the purple from the palette as well, I'm going to be putting that right next to the blue, and again using patting and sweeping motions just to blend those colours through together. So at the time I was thinking this is creating a huge big mess and I wasn't too sure on how this makeup look was going to turn out, but it is about perseverance and it just is all about blending as well. So it's quite good to sort of lay the initial colours on at first so you can get a feel for where you want the colours to go, and then just go in and perfect it after. So now picking up the colour here, which is a really sort of nice magenta indigo shade. So I'm just going to be putting that onto the outer half of this eye as well. And as you can see, again, I'm using patting and sweeping motions and going back in with the blending brush and just making sure everything is blended through. So now I'm going to be removing the sellotape and just cleaning up any of the fallout that we had from the eyeshadows, just to make sure we've got a nice clean base. So now moving on to liner, I'm going to be taking this one by L'Oreal. This is a super liner and I'm going to be drawing out a wing. And as you can see, we have got a nice clean line from where we used sellotape earlier. So it kind of acts as a template and a guide for where you want your winged eyeliner to go. So I'm just going to be tracing along the line and then putting it back into quite a thick wing on the outer half of the eye. But I'm going to be keeping it quite thin on the inner half, and that way it's really going to help make sure those eye colours pop and it's not completely swallowed up by black eyeliner. So now I'm just going to be adding a coat of mascara. This one is a false lash telescopic mascara by L'Oreal, and I'm just going to be using this just to prep my eyelashes before we apply some falsies. So the falsies that I'm going to be using today are these really nice sort of fluffy and wispy ones. I believe these ones are by Ardell. I'm going to leave everything linked down below if you want to go and check them out, but they're really nice and dramatic in creating a nice full eyelash look because they're kind of like the double lashes, so they're going to be really nice and fluffy and wispy and dramatic, which is what I love. So now moving on to this eyeliner. This one is by NARS in the colour Via Veneto, and I just want a tight line just to make sure we've got none of the skin showing through. So I did want to add a little bit of black to this look because I wanted to add a little bit more drama to it and also tie in that black that we've got going on the lower lash line and kind of balance the look out. So I'm going to be putting that on the outer corners of the eye and really blending that through. And we're going to be careful just to keep that really contained into the crease, just so we don't cover up any of the hard work we did when we put all the nice colourful eyeshadows on. So now I wanted to add some glitter liner to it, so I'm just going to be taking this one by Urban Decay in the colour Midnight Cowboy, and I'm just going to be tracing over the top of the line of the winged eyeliner, if that makes sense, and I just wanted to add a little bit more sparkle to this look. Now moving on to the face, I'm going to be taking my Holy Grail foundation, and that one is a Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, and I actually use the shade number 4, which matches my skin tone perfectly, and I have been obsessed with this foundation for so long now, and I just recently bought another one. I think this is my 3rd or 4th bottle of it. It's just absolutely my go-to foundation. I love it. So I'm just going to be bouncing that into the skin with my beauty blender just to create a nice clean and clear flawless base. Now picking up this NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the colour Chantilly, I'm going to be putting this under my eyes in a triangle shape just to highlight and also cover up any of the darkness that we've got going on underneath the eyes, and I'm going to be passing that in using my damp beauty blender as well. And then I'm going to be setting it into place using the Mercier translucent powder, and I'm going to be leaving that to bake while I go in and complete my eyebrows, because that is a little bit of a process and I won't bore you to tears because it takes a while. So once that's all done, I'm going to be wiping away the excess, and what I like to do at the moment is just whatever excess is left on the face, kind of wipe it all around the face just to set the rest of that foundation into place and make sure it doesn't budge, and that way you don't have sort of like an over powdery look to the face, and it still gives a nice luminous dewy look to the skin. So now to warm up the face and add some definition, I'm going to be taking this Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer, and with my MAC Duo Fibre Brush, I'm just going to be using that just to kind of add a little bit more definition to my face. So I like to go around my jawline, my cheekbones, and also my forehead, and a little bit on the sides of my nose. And I love using this brush because it creates a really sort of nice airbrush finish where it's not too harsh, but it just adds a lot more warmth and definition to the face. So now moving on to blush, I'm going to be taking this one by L'Oreal. This is a blush sculpt in the colour Soft Rosy, and I'm just going to be putting that onto the apples of the cheeks and blending it through up to the temples. So now moving on to highlighter, I'm going to be taking this one by Becca. This one is absolutely smashed to pieces. This one is the Champagne Pop, one of my all-time favourite highlighters, and it is beyond repair. So I'm just going to be using my fan brush just to add that to the high points of the cheekbones, also the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow. So now moving on to the lower lash line, I'm going to be doing exactly the same process that we did on the upper part of the eye. So again, as you can see, I'm adding the green to the inner corners of the eye, and then I'm just going to be using the colours that correspond to that eye, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be going in with the yellow, the orange, and then the red, and then on the other eye, the blue, the purple, the indigo. You get the gist. So I'm just going to make sure everything's nice and blended in together, and I did go back in with a blending brush using a little bit more peach smoothie just to blend out the harsh lines underneath those colours, because I wanted to create a nice smoky look, and again make sure it was all blended through. So because we have quite a lot of winged eyeliner going on, I wanted to balance out the look, so I always like to go in with a little bit of black eyeshadow, and with a flat definer brush I like to push this up against the lower lash line just to add a little bit more definition and also balance the eye look out. And I'm just going to be tight lining as well, again with my NARS eyeliner in the colour Via Veneto. And just to complete the look on the eyes, I'm just going to be adding a little bit of mascara to the lower lashes. Moving on to the lips, I'm going to be taking this lip liner by MAC in the colour Beet, and I'm just going to be lining my lips with this. I did want to go for quite a dramatic lip today and quite a bold and colourful one, but again, if you didn't want to do that, you could always tone it down with a nude lip, but I wanted to amp it up a little bit and show you guys what you could do if you wanted to go a little bit more bolder. So I'm going to be picking up this lipstick also by MAC, and this is in the colour Vegas Vault. This is one of my all-time favourite lip colours. I love this lip colour. It's just a really beautiful orangey coral, and it's just not too overpowering at all. And I like to top it off with a little bit of gloss by MAC, and this one is in the colour Russian Red. So guys, that completes this makeup look. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you here as a subscriber. So don't forget to click that subscribe button right here, and it will notify you of all of my upcoming videos, and I will see you all again on Sunday. Bye!